7 signs your partner might be cheating on you. Let's be clear right off the bat. None of these signs alone guarantees that someone is cheating, but if several of them occur together, it might be time to take a closer look. So let's dive in. 1. A sudden change in phone habits. Your partner used to leave their phone lying around, or maybe even ask you to answer calls or check messages, but suddenly that's changed. Now their phone is always on silent, always face down, or worse, they take it everywhere, even to the bathroom. You've set up new passwords, turned off message previews, or even installed apps you've never seen before. This kind of digital secrecy is often one of the first red flags. It doesn't mean they're cheating, they could be planning a surprise or just craving privacy, but in many cases, this behavior is about hiding something. If their phone habits have changed drastically and they get defensive when you ask, it might be time to pay attention. 2. Emotional distance or sudden coldness. Think back to a time when your relationship felt vibrant and connected. You shared your day, exchanged silly texts, and had those late-night conversations that made time disappear. But now, it's quiet. They don't text you back as quickly. They've stopped asking about your day. Conversations feel like chores instead of moments to connect. When you reach out, they pull away, emotionally or even physically. It may feel like they're there in body but not in spirit. You may hear things like, "I'm just tired," or "I'm stressed out," which are perfectly valid reasons, sometimes. But when this behavior continues week after week, month after month, and they make no effort to reconnect, it's a deeper issue. Sometimes people who cheat are emotionally checking out of their current relationship. Their mind and heart are elsewhere, with someone else. They become less interested in maintaining the emotional closeness that once bound you together. If you feel like you're the only one trying to keep the connection alive, you're not imagining things, and it may be time to ask some hard questions. 3. Changes in intimacy. More or less. Let's talk about something that many couples avoid discussing: intimacy. For some, a decline in sexual interest is a clear red flag. If your partner used to be affectionate, physically involved, or emotionally open in intimate settings, but now avoids intimacy altogether, it's noticeable. But here's the kicker: cheaters sometimes increase intimacy too. They may initiate more sex or become unusually passionate. The reason? Guilt. Sometimes they're trying to cover their tracks. It's a subconscious way of saying, "See? I'm still into you. Nothing's wrong." Let me be clear. Changes in intimacy happen in every long-term relationship. Stress, health issues, or even emotional blocks can cause a lull or a shift. But the key is whether your partner is open about it and willing to work through it with you, or whether they shut you out and pretend everything is fine when you clearly feel otherwise. In cheating scenarios, this disconnect is often accompanied by secrecy, lies, or deflection when you bring it up. 4. They're always busy. New routines and schedules. How often do you hear, "I'm working late. I have a meeting. I'm just running errands. I'll be back later. Don't wait up." It may seem harmless at first. After all, life is hectic. But when these new routines appear suddenly, frequently, and without reasonable explanation, it's worth taking a second look, especially if they used to be transparent about where they were or who they were with, and now it's all vague. They stop taking calls during those busy hours. They come home late, smelling of unfamiliar cologne or perfume. Their clothes look freshly laundered. Maybe there's an Uber ride that doesn't add up, or a receipt you weren't expecting. It's not about being controlling. It's about recognizing patterns that break the normal rhythm of your relationship. When someone starts building a whole new schedule around secrecy, something is usually hiding behind that calendar. 5. Unexplained expenses or financial secrets. Cheating can be expensive. There are meals, gifts, travel expenses, hotels, carpools, and most importantly, the effort to hide it all. If your partner has suddenly started hiding receipts, getting defensive about money, or making purchases that don't make sense, it's time to pay attention. Has a new credit card appeared out of the blue? Are there unfamiliar names on transaction logs? Did you discover a hotel reservation when they said they were at work? Some scammers go so far as to set up secret bank accounts or use cash to leave no paper trail. And when you ask questions, they snap, "Why are you snooping? Don't you trust me?" Remember, in a healthy relationship, trust is built on transparency, especially when it comes to shared finances. If her financial behavior has changed without explanation, it may be related to more than just shopping or business. 6. Suddenly being overly critical or picking fights. This one often sneaks up on you. First, it's a few snide comments, a little sarcasm, a sigh here, an eye roll there. But before long, the warmth you once shared has turned into a cold front of criticism. Your partner used to admire your quirks, the way you laugh, your messy hair in the morning, even the way you sing off key. But now everything seems to annoy them. They criticize your cooking, your clothes, your tone of voice. Even your opinions begin to feel like liabilities. It's not just that they're irritated. It's that love seems to have been replaced by contempt, and the smallest things can set them off. You ask a simple question, and suddenly you're in a full-blown argument. You're constantly asking yourself, did I say something wrong? What just happened? This shift can be emotionally draining. You may start to doubt yourself, thinking that maybe you're the problem. But the truth is, constant criticism, especially when it comes out of nowhere, can be a distraction. Some people who cheat begin to feel guilty deep inside. This guilt often turns into resentment. Instead of admitting their betrayal, they look for ways to blame you for their unhappiness. Arguing becomes a way to justify their actions or to distance themselves emotionally so they feel less responsible. Sometimes the fights feel manufactured. They'll start a fight and then storm out, disappearing for hours without explanation. Other times they get cruel, weaponizing your vulnerabilities and turning past conversations into ammunition. And when the dust settles, there's no apology, no attempt to repair the damage, just distance. This kind of behavior doesn't just hurt, it chips away at your sense of self-worth. And the longer it goes on, the more you internalize it. But let's be clear, you don't deserve to be someone's emotional punching bag. If your partner suddenly treats you like a burden, criticizes everything you do, or makes you feel small, it may be less about you and more about the fact that their attention and loyalty have shifted elsewhere. 7. Gut feeling. You just know something's wrong. Sometimes the signs aren't loud. They don't scream. They whisper. A look that feels different. A hug that feels hollow. A kiss that feels rehearsed. You can't quite put your finger on it, but something deep inside you is unsettled. It's that gnawing feeling in your chest. That small voice in the back of your mind that says, this isn't normal. Something's wrong. Your partner says there's nothing wrong. They act like they're still in it, but your heart knows better. You notice the way they avoid eye contact, how their stories seem a little too polished. You notice little inconsistencies, where they said they were, who they were with, why they didn't answer their phone. And even if you try to dismiss it, the feeling remains. It grows. It shows up when you lie awake at night. It follows you when you smile at your phone and quickly turn the screen away. It presses against you in the quiet moments, the moments when you used to feel connected. This is your intuition, and it's more powerful than you might think. In many cases, people who discover their partner is cheating say they knew long before they had proof. This gut feeling didn't come out of nowhere. It came from subtle behavior changes, energy shifts, and emotional disconnects that the conscious mind couldn't yet explain, but the heart noticed immediately. Your body can pick up emotional cues long before your brain processes them. That's why you might feel physically anxious around them. Your stomach drops when they talk. Your heart may race when they get home late. It's important to understand that having a gut feeling is not the same as being paranoid. Paranoia is fear for no reason. But when your instincts match up with actual changes in behavior secrecy, distance, strange habits, that's no longer just insecurity. That's awareness. Still, intuition alone isn't proof. You shouldn't confront or accuse someone based on a feeling alone. But what you can do is pay attention. Begin to document the changes. Ask open-ended questions. Look for patterns. See if what you're feeling is supported by what you're seeing. And don't be afraid to talk to someone, a trusted friend, a therapist, or even a counselor. Sometimes just saying things out loud can help you make sense of what your intuition already knows. After all, trust isn't just about believing in someone else. It's also about believing in yourself. If something feels wrong, You owe it to yourself to investigate. Because when it comes to love, it's better to face the truth than to live in the shadow of doubt. What to do if you suspect cheating? So what do you do when these signs show up? First, breathe. Don't jump to conclusions. Cheating is serious, but you need facts before you take action. Here are some steps to consider. Document what you notice. Keep a journal of any strange behavior, inconsistencies, or evidence. Have a calm, honest conversation. Ask open-ended questions. Watch how they react. Defensiveness can tell you a lot. Avoid confrontation without evidence. Don't accuse unless you're sure. It can backfire. Talk to a trusted friend or counselor. You need support and a level-headed perspective. Trust your instincts. They're often more accurate than you think. And remember, you deserve honesty. Whether your partner is cheating or not, secrecy, disrespect, and emotional withdrawal are not okay. Relationships take work, trust, and communication. If you're going through something difficult right now, know that you're not alone. You deserve love that's faithful, honest, and supportive. If this video helped you, or if you've experienced something similar, feel free to share your story in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on more real talk like this. Until next time, stay strong, stay smart, and take care of your heart.